50? How do you kind of stay humble and keep it moving when it seems like you guys are playing so well?
Yeah, I think we take it game by game. I think these first however many games we played, every game's been different. So we've had a different challenge thrown at us each game, and we lock into the tendencies, we lock into the game plan, and I think that's kind of how we challenge ourselves. What we want to give up on teams, we allow that, but then the things that we want to take away, we do our best to do
that. It seems like offensively, the ball moves. If somebody doesn't have the shot, they give it up and they go screen. And you end up having like really good scorers end up becoming screeners, and it's just things are open. You guys are curling and getting open layups. What does that do for you, confidence-wise, knowing that that ball is going to be coming one way or another with all the talent you guys have on the floor?
I think the ball has energy. I think that's how I think most people like to play basketball. I think sometimes when it gets too stagnant or playing one-on-one, it can get pretty dry. But the ball has energy. So when you're moving like that and curling to the basket, there is a good feeling of getting your man a bucket. So if I'm setting the screen and he scores off of me setting the screen, it's like I'm still making something happen without necessarily being in that play. You know what I'm saying? So not only that, I think trust, just being able to trust each other and knowing that we have great scorers on this team and being able to sacrifice, like, it might not be my game today on scoring, but there's something else that I can do. So, just still trying to figure it out. I think that we can get to another level.
Jrue, you were on a team last year that won 20 straight. And in those games, you obviously are playing lesser opponents and you knock them out and take them seriously. Is there a maturity there when you take every game seriously? You punch first, you punch again, you just jump on a team and kind of, see what happens like tonight?
There definitely is. I think there's a maturity, there's a competitive nature, being able to just lock into whoever you're playing against. I know that there's times where there's a lesser caliber team or how you look at a team on a stat sheet, you can be like, all right, well, this can be an easy night for us. But again, I think that's a part of the mindset that we're having is each game is different. Each game is an NBA game, so each player is an NBA player, and any night they can go out and give you 40, 50 points. So I think as a team, we've really locked into that mentality.
That first quarter three where you came off the screen from Porzingis, it's a simple pick and roll, but it also seemed to reflect your growing comfort level within the offense. Where would you describe where you're at on that front playing with these guys?
I think I'm pretty comfortable. Again, I feel like the talent that we have, it makes the game easy for me. Honestly, I feel like because of the talent, they have to guard them. You know what I mean? I think anybody here thinks that they can go one-on-one and be able to score against anyone. But I think with the talent we have disadvantages everywhere. So I think that's what makes our offense pretty good.
You guys have been posting up a lot more than they had in the past. You've guarded these guys a lot before. What element does that add? How much difficulty does that give defenses that have to now deal with that on top of the three-point shooting?
It's just like you said. I mean, we got everything, right? We're in the paint. We have the mid-range and we have the three. I feel like that threat makes us even harder to guard. So at any moment, we know like if our three ball is not falling, we can also go into the paint and post up. We got JB and JT in the mid-range and going one-on-one with KP down there. I feel like we have a lot of bases covered. But, again, I think it's not about – I think it's more about, like, not getting bored, not getting complacent, being able to lock into every game and each opponent.
Jrue, it looked like you guys were attacking a lot of mismatches there early. You mentioned, the feeling of getting your teammate a bucket and the ball moving and the trust. What have the conversations been like between you and the other guys in the starting lineup of, the balance of attacking those mismatches for yourselves versus, trying to keep the ball moving in a free flow offense?
I think it's just that, and I think it just comes down to basketball, making a play. If you see, you can drive to the basket and create a 2-on-1. That's an advantage for us. We have shooters. We have people slashing to the basket, athletic guys who can finish on top of the rim. But at the same time, I think with that ball movement, because ball moves faster than man, we can pretty much do whatever we want. So as long as we keep on attacking, being aggressive, and trying to get advantages, I think we'll be fine.
Jrue, it looks like you've been really focused on offense of like pushing the tempo early, trying to figure out how to get a feel for where guys want the ball. But what feel do you have so far about where you can find your shots and how you can put yourself into the game?
I think I find them anywhere. Again, I'm an all right 3-point shooter, so coming off the screen and shooting that three, definitely feel comfortable shooting that. I definitely like getting into the paint and making plays in the paint. First play of the game was for me, and I had a post up. I could find, again, because of the talent that we have, who are you going to guard? So if I have somebody on me that we feel like I can post up, I'm going to do that. And then mid-range, ever since I've gotten to the league, you've had to have one. So, again, it's not so much about me finding a bucket. It's more so about how the game's going, what I can do to help or progress our offensive flow. But not only that, I feel like defensively we get so many stops. We pressure teams so much that it makes our offense that much easier trying to swing it up in transition and get one-on-one plays like that.
You have been in on a lot of game planning against Jason Tatum over the years. Now, in these first few games and obviously the training camp, is there something different? Is there something more to his game than what you've game planned against in the past?
Nah, I think he has everything. He's just a complete player. I think that there were times where there was this misconception of going against him on defense, but I think we've seen it. He plays defense. He can lock up. He's athletic. He has length. I think to be able to move his feet and slide. Not only that, you have guys back there anchoring. You have D. White. You have me. You have JB playing defense and helping each other. So offensively, though, he's got everything. So I haven't seen anything different.
Jrue, you've been on some dominant teams in Milwaukee. You mentioned it. How difficult is it not to get complacent?
Yeah, I think sometimes it can get hard. It's the first 5 games, and everybody's excited. It's new, and obviously it's different when it's at home and you're at home and you're playing against in front of your crowd. But then if you're on an away game against a team who you feel like you're better than, like what can you do? Can you challenge yourself to lock in and just humble yourself and know that they're also an NBA team and go out there and try to execute the way that the team is supposed to?